Amidst the shadows that permeate the ninja world, there are stories that are not told out loud, but rather engraved in the scars, screams and glory of the battlefield. This video, The Flames of the Leaf, Chronicles of an Unbreakable Squad, brings together three of these legendary stories, where a quartet of unlikely ninjas, Hiruzen, Guy, Fist and Sasuke, joined forces on missions where defeat was not an option. Each chapter presents a battle where courage, strategy, sacrifice, and bonds intertwine in thrilling combat. The titles of the 5 stories are The Last Dawn of Konoha, The Roar of Eternal Youth, Ashes of Forgotten Lightning. 1. The Last Dawn of Konoha. The sky over Konoha turned red. A mysterious force emerged from the far reaches of the ninja world, with the power to devastate villages in seconds. Emergency bells rang out as the population hid in underground shelters. Atop the main gate, for silhouettes stood out against the dark dawn, Hiruzen, the Sandaime resurrected by force of necessity, Guy, the embodiment of fiery youth, Sasuke, bearer of the legacy of lightning, and Fist, the shield of the earth. Hiruzen, sensing the evil energy approaching, summoned Enma with a powerful blast of his esoterica. The Monkey King roared, raising the team's morale with his imposing presence. Enma's protective aura shone brightly, halting the advance of the magical corruption. "The village lives as long as we breathe," said the old Hokage, his eyes burning with determination. Guy advanced first, like thunder after lightning. His body seemed to levitate with how fast he moved. With crushing youth, he slammed into the ground beneath a horde of enemies, scattering them like leaves in the wind. Each punch made the ground tremble, while chakra shields automatically formed around his allies. Fist kept the front line protected, enveloping Sasuke and Hiruzen in shields formed from his almost inhuman resistance. With his earth style, he created walls and platforms that propelled his companions to strategic positions, while his esoterica removed the negative statuses of the enemy ambushes. Sasuke, with the eyes of a warrior who had seen too much, invoked the continuous Chidori slash and silenced the enemy general with cruel precision. His attack reverberated in waves, spreading immobility throughout the battlefront. Then, he reinforced Hiruzen with the protection of Chidori, giving him the strength needed to summon the adamantine staff again. The 4 ninjas moved like an orchestra in perfect synchrony. Each pursuit was a note in the rhythm of the invaders' destruction. Enma, with his fire blast, destabilized the enemy formations, while Sasuke, now with the will of the Chidori blade activated, swept away the survivors with precise and devastating blows. The battle dragged on. The earth cried. Guy, with his passive howl, youth, activated a final burst of energy, striking 7 enemies simultaneously. The force was so overwhelming that even the heavens seemed to tremble. The field became silent for an instant. Then, from the ash-covered ground, a final opponent emerged, a ninja resurrected by the primordial darkness. Hiruzen and Sasuke looked at each other. They didn't need words. Hiruzen launched his esoterica with the bar full, summoning Enma with full force. Sasuke, in sync, launched his final esoterica. Guy and Fist completed the combo with chain attacks and chases. The enemy was completely obliterated, his body disintegrating into fragments of darkness. When the sun finally rose, Konoha was still standing. The 4 ninjas watched the landscape in silence. They had won, but not without cost. The last dawn had passed and they were ready for the next battle. 2. The Roar of Eternal Youth. The mission was simple: escort a messenger from the Leaf to the Fire Mountains. However, nothing is simple when the forces of the Bloody Mist are lurking. The messenger disappeared amidst a sudden storm, and with him, vital information for the survival of Konoha. The elite team was summoned: Hiruzen, Guy, Sasuke, and Stonefist. Each knew there would be no rescue. There would be war. The forest closed in around them as if the entire world wanted to stop them from advancing. Guy was the first to break the silence. "This weather feels like the day I almost lost my youth." Hiruzen, with a serene smile, replied, "Then use it to save this world." It was the cue Guy needed. His eyes burned. His body glowed with chakra. In the first surprise attack from the mist, Sasuke raised his hand, sending his Chidori spiraling into a vortex of electricity that dispelled the illusions. The enemy didn't stand a chance, an entire squad was sealed with a single attack. Seeing this, Hiruzen activated his passive protection and brought Enma onto the field. The Monkey King's presence immediately changed the course of the battle. Fist, the silent giant, covered his teammates with shields as tough as diamonds. His Esoterica eliminated any trace of poison or illusion, allowing the team to fight at their best. With his resistance and earth-strengthening bonuses, everyone became more robust and ready to counterattack with full force. Guy, with his passive This Is Youth, began to accelerate. He multiplied across the field with absurd speed, each punch a thunderclap, each kick a volley. When he accumulated 5 skill points, he unleashed Howl, Youth. The scream cut through the mist like a divine sword, throwing enemies dozens of meters away with sheer brute force. Hiruzen and Enma worked as one. The old Hokage, energized by Guy's youth and strengthened by the Adamantine staff, launched his Esoterica with the full gauge. The impact was like an atomic explosion of chakra. 3 of the mist's greatest enemies were destroyed in one fell swoop. Enma roared, spreading repel and reducing the defense of the entire enemy line. Sasuke, ever alert, saw the opening created. With the will of the Chidori blade activated, he launched a precise seal slash at the most dangerous ninja of the rival group, causing overload damage that swept away the remaining ones. His sword shone like a shooting star, relentless, swift, definitive. The fighting intensified as they climbed the mountain. The mist seemed endless. But so was the determination of the 4 ninjas. Fist kept everyone alive with shields and his unwavering resistance. Sasuke drained the enemy's chakra with sharp pursuits. Guy roared, vibrant, fighting as if each blow were his last. Hiruzen was the anchor. The balance between madness and strategy. When they reached the summit, they found the messenger dead. But the scroll was intact. It was a trap. The mist, in its cruelty, released an ancient demon sealed beneath the mountain. The ground shook. But they did not retreat. Hiruzen released Enma. Guy roared and advanced. Sasuke activated his plan. Fist steadied his feet. They all attacked together. And when the monster fell, the 4 were standing. The mission failed, but the war was won. Youth is not measured in years, but in courage. And that day, the world heard their roar. 3. Ashes of Forgotten Lightning. There was an ancient legend among ninjas. Deep within Yuzu Gorge, there was a buried shrine where the secrets of Black Lightning lay, a forbidden art so powerful that the third Raikage himself feared using it. Recently, rumors had surfaced that this power was being unearthed by a shadowy organization. Konoha could not risk it. The mission was entrusted to 4, Hiruzen, Guy, Fist, and Sasuke. The journey to the gorge was marked by silence and foreboding. Sasuke walked ahead, his gaze fixed on the horizon, as if trying to remember something forgotten. The legend of Black Lightning echoed in his mind. This was not just a mission, it was personal. Hiruzen noticed the burden in the young Uchiha's eyes, but said nothing. He knew what it was like to carry a legacy. When they reached the ruins, they were greeted by a lightning ambush. The sky filled with black lightning. A group of renegade ninjas, already infected by the power of Black Lightning, attacked with fury. Guy was the first to break through the siege, clearing a path with his nunchakus as if he were tearing down walls of paper. "If it's lightning you want, you'll see the light of youth," he shouted, his muscles glowing with chakra. Hiruzen summoned Enma at the same moment. The Monkey King roared and struck the ground with a wave of fire that destabilized the enemy front line. Enma's blows created constant repulsions, allowing Sasuke and Guy's pursuits to fit together like gears in a clock of destruction. The synchronicity was almost poetic. Stonefist, despite being the quietest, kept the team firm with his shields reinforced by the very earth beneath his feet. His Esoterica cleared the negative status left by contaminated enemies and also granted more regular attacks, which became essential as the battle dragged on. His eyes, although calm, saw everything. Sasuke, in a moment of emotional outburst, activated his continuous Chidori slash and, amid the fury of the lightning, launched an attack that struck 7 enemies simultaneously. One of them, a wielder of the original Black Lightning technique, fell before its power. The released energy formed a crater, which revealed the hidden sanctuary. But the real danger lay within. An artificial creature, created with fragments of the black lightning energy and cursed chakra, rose up. It was a fusion of technology and forbidden ninjutsu, pulsing black electricity. Its eyes fixed on Sasuke. "The lightning does not belong to you anymore," said the creature. The fight that followed was devastating. Guy, with his accumulated skill points, launched his Howl, Youth, in the heart of the monster, opening a crack in its shell. Hiruzen took advantage of the moment to use his esoteric with the bar full, summoning Enma with the damage amplified. The creature was engulfed in flames, its resistance weakened. Fist, seeing the team tired, reinforced everyone with shields and even granted extra attacks for Sasuke and Guy. That was enough to reverse the situation. Sasuke, enveloped in the aura of the will of the Chidori blade, launched his Sealing Slash. The attack hit the creature's core, causing a collapse that reverberated throughout the sanctuary. When it was all over, the ground still pulsed with electricity. The black lightning had been sealed again. Sasuke, standing among the rubble, looked at his companions. "The past is gray. But we are the future." Hiruzen nodded. Guy smiled. And Fist, as always, remained silent but never absent. The world would not see black lightning again. Not as long as these four drew breath.